Here's what I think has happened with the world and humanity and what we need to do really. Humanity, obviously, we were in a state of bliss. We were like in a Garden of Eden state, and humanity descended, and I believe it's because we wanted to experience like the light and the dark, and we wanted to see what life would be like without God. And so what's happened is over time we've descended into like such a low realm and such a heavy density that a lot of us have actually forgotten about God and the light, and forgotten about the light within ourselves. And we basically have even like blocked God out, and that's due to basically disconnecting from your spiritual self. So like eating crap, eating meat, eating junk food, things that numb us to our spiritual senses, calcifying our pineal gland, forgetting about God, turning against God, believing that all our problems are because of God. What happens is eventually humanity's got to this really disconnected state where it's like we don't want God or don't need God or whatever it is. And we're obviously a collective consciousness, so as much as we have our own individual experiences, we also all co-create this realm and reality together. We also have free will, and I believe that we've like turned away from God, blocked God out, and like feel like we don't need him, we can do it ourselves kind of thing, and experience this darkness. But we're experiencing some real heavy shit, because if you really look at the horrors that have been going on in the world, it's been heavy stuff, like bad. So of course we need to bring the light back, we need to bring God back into this realm to change it. But we need as many of us as possible to do that because of our free will. God just can't, because we were like, no, we want to see what's life like without God. He's like, fine, you do that then, call upon me when you have had enough kind of thing, because he doesn't want to interfere with our free will. So it's like we need to now call upon him and be like, God, we've had enough, like it's really gotten bad. And like we don't want it to go too far where it's so far gone that like we do need some kind of natural disaster to wipe us all out and stuff, or some natural disaster, man-made disaster, whatever it is. So I believe we need to have as many of us as possible calling upon God and saying, right, God, we've had enough, we don't want to live this life the way that the earth's been going anymore. And saying, God, we want your assistance. God, change this world. God, bring the light. God, remove the spiritual night. God, remove all the evil ones. Try and ask God to do things like that as much as possible, because the more we call upon him and ask him to do things, I do think will help it change quicker. We need to call upon him because, like I said, I feel like he couldn't just, interfere. It's like humanity is waking up and going, okay, wow, yeah, we need God. Look at what's been going on. Because so many people aren't even aware of the dark things that have been going on because they've just been living in their own little bubbles. So we need to call upon God, bring him in, remind people, introduce them to God, remind them of God, and like help them have a strong connection with him. And I do believe then that we'll be able to start seeing the change.